Hello everyone, it's me Clayton. I just finished watching Gunpowder Milkshake, which stars Karen Gillan, Lena Headey, Angela Bassett, Michelle Yeoh, and Paul Giamatti. Now, when it comes to the Netflix original films, they can sometimes feel like they're just trying to cash in on recent trends, or they're just trying to find anything that sticks with an audience. But it does feel like they are gaining a bit of a foothold when it comes to making films that, do take inspiration from some that came in the past, but have some genuinely good filmmakers behind them to make them work. And I would say Gunpowder Milkshake is definitely one of those movies. So, what's the story about? The story is about an assassin named Samantha who ends up having to work for this organization called the Firm. Basically, they're this group of guys who have been controlling this city that's not very specified. Basically, she needs to get some money that belongs to the firm, but when she ends up killing the person who's responsible for stealing the money and finds out that the guy is a kid, she decides enough is enough, and she decides to defect from the firm and help out a group of women that her mother used to be with called the Sisterhood that operates in a library. And basically the whole plot is about her protecting this kid named Emily, while also working with the Sisterhood to bring down the firm's many professional assassins. But that's all I'll say about the story. When it comes down to it, the plot of the film is pretty basic, and it does feel like it's mainly in the service of the many action scenes, similar to other films that have very action-heavy plots like Atomic Blonde or John Wick. That's especially seen when it comes to the action choreography, especially since the whole plot does feel John Wick style when it comes down to being a 90s style action film. But like the John Wick films, its style manages to make everything work, especially since it has action choreography that, while it doesn't reach the same lofty heights of John Wick, it still manages to provide some fun action scenes with plenty of blood, gore, guns, knives, and all the things we love when it comes to our action heroes and heroines. And it helps that the actresses are having a ton of fun with the material. Karen Gillan is pretty good as the stoic, hard as nails lead. Michelle Yeoh and Angela Bassett have a lot of great chemistry together when they play these two librarians. One who is a bit of a foul mouth and has to hold it back when a kid's involved, and another who's calm and demure out of the action scenes, but brutal as heck when she's in them. And I also really like Lena Headey as Karen Gillan's character's mother, Scarlett. She has really good chemistry with Karen Gillan in the scenes that they have, and I generally love seeing Lena in movies where she gets to flex her action chops. Even Paul Giamatti gets to have a bit of fun in his role, especially since a lot of these scenes have dialogue that sounds pretty ridiculous when it comes down to how they're written, but they're taken uber seriously to the point where it's made funnier than if they were intentionally made for comedy. That's the kind of humor I like, where the characters are saying something that should be "Are you freaking kidding me?" ridiculous, but it's handled with so much seriousness that it's funny that they're taking it seriously, not because of the specific lines they're saying. And it helps that the action scenes generally have a lot of style, with the sort of neon 50s style diner style that they go for, which should be very obvious from the title sequence all the way to the ending massacre. So it's definitely not a film that's going to win any awards, especially when it comes to its pacing and writing not being the best, and when it comes to certain things not being explained fully. But if you want a John Wick light style action film that should have some more things coming into it when it comes to the sequels, I do think it's worth your time. That's why I'm going to give Gunpowder Milkshake a 7.5 out of 10. See you next time.